there and welcome back, where today I want to talk to you about a group called PASSEPIED. PASSEPIED? You know, I've known this group for so many years, but the reason why I've never been sure about how to pronounce their name is partly because of the fact that it's a French name, and partly because it looks like it says PASSEPIED when you read the French, and when you read the katakana, it's PASSEPIED. So I'm going to say PASSEPIED, and assume that's correct, with a song called mo no ke da mono. Again, they really like the mouthfuls, don't they? Anyway, they recently released a lyric video for this song, and, you know, usually I respond to songs that have a music video. It just makes it easier to put graphics on the screen after all. But I really wanted to respond to this because this is a group who I've always found kind of interesting. They're a group who I first heard years ago when I was walking around HMV. Actually, no, it was at Tower Records. Yeah, it was Tower Records in Shibuya. I know such a stereotype. The one time I go to the most stereotypical record shop in Japan, and I heard them over the tannoy. I was like, oh, that's an interesting sound. So I just looked it up, listened to it, heard some great songs, got into them. They've never been a huge group, but they've got this really interesting thing of being... Well, they're always a group where there's a lot to unpack because they're very heavily keyboard focused. The singer, in case you're new to them, she's got quite a high register voice. I've always been a defender of that style of singing. I think it's a style of singing that has a lot to offer that is often overlooked as sounding too poppy. But no, she's got a very interesting vocal style. And they are also a band with their guitars, with everything else. They really combine a lot of things about Japanese pop, a bit of synth pop, and also being an actual band. So where does this song come in, and why am I deciding to mention it? Well, for me, this was an intriguing one because it is more on the pop side for them, but I felt that it really did have quite a musicality to it. There's something very interesting going on here. Now, to get the basics out of the way, it is super catchy. It's got a catchy chorus that I think will make it a good single, and I think makes it very memorable. It keeps on coming back into your head quite a lot. And, you know, there is a lot of musicality, as I say, but the musicality is very much based on the fact this is a song of layers. There's so many different synth sounds going on here. There's so much going on with the guitar sort of occasionally popping in to do little things and then playing long held notes. It feels like the song is constantly shifting, and one of the things that made this really interesting to me is that from a songwriting perspective, this is like a song made of flourishes. Nothing seems to just settle and be there. It's not like a song where you have a guitar constantly chugging along in the background. It's not like a song where the singer just holds some long notes and everything unfolds underneath. This is a song where everything feels like it's constantly moving, and for someone like me who really likes songs that are kind of engaging, I say something, a song that you can really get a lot from, that you're always picking little bits out of. This is one of those. It, on the surface, sounds like a very simple pop song. So yeah, sorry, I was doing that. That did look gross. It's because of the fact that it is very hot here right now, and that air conditioning is not as strong as I want it to be. I'm trying not to stick to myself. Anyway, now I'm coughing. I am recovering from an illness as well. There you go. So, as I said, it's a song of flourishes. Now, you can notice that first one, the rather trippy beat. Now, the snare, incidentally, the snare is probably the one thing that remains consistent throughout, always hitting on the sort of third beat, as you'd expect. However, the kick... Okay, we expect the kick to not be quite so regular, but it was quite trippy, appearing on the sort of first and fourth beat, but not on the fifth. You know, it's sort of bouncing around. There is a sense then that when you listen to the keyboards are sort of moving in little flourishes. You get one keyboard sound, which at the beginning of the chorus, which is just a... That's pretty much it. But it technically is playing a scale. Even the vocals in the chorus... It's all sort of little flourishes, quick movements here and there. It gets a sort of feeling that almost sounds like some kind of chamber classical piece, where it's all like little flourishes, as I say, little quick movements, quick scales, quick runs. And then when you combine that with a range of very interesting different sounds, yes, most of them are synth sounds here. There isn't a huge amount of what we'd expect as real instrument sounds in here, except for the guitar. But with all the different sounds that are being chosen, it just sounds like a real cornucopia of just things happening at once. But at the same time, accessible. Like I say, catchy pop chorus goes really to the heart of what this song is. It is a pop song. but for me, more interesting than your average synth pop song, more interesting than most pop songs. I think the sort of song that you could only produce when you actually are a band, when you really do have those band chops, when you really know how to create songs, even if your heart is maybe in a more synthetic sound than people would usually expect. So I would highly recommend this to anyone who wants to hear something a bit different, who maybe likes things a bit pop, who likes musicality but wants to hear something take it in a different direction. I am really looking forward, I hope you get a music video for this as well eventually. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of this group. PASSEPIED, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to hearing more of them. Hey, if you speak French, tell me how I'm supposed to say that name. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao ciao.